It was very neatly written, and except that friend was written F-R-E-I-N-D and one of the S's was the wrong way round, the spelling was correct all the way through. Snowball read it aloud for the benefit of the others. All the animals nodded in complete agreement, and the cleverer ones at once began to learn the commandments by heart. Hello again, Philip Batley here, audiobook narrator. I am very excited to be reading Animal Farm by George Orwell for Spotify. Quite an honour, really. There's a film coming out later this year, 2024. Andy Serkis is directing, and presumably a motion capture version of Animal Farm, and Spotify clearly need an audiobook version to go along with it. And they've asked me to narrate, so very exciting. So if you don't know about Animal Farm, written in 1943 to 44 by George Orwell as what they call a beast fable. It's a satire about the Russian Revolution and about Stalinist Russia, but all about a farm that's taken over by the animals and the way that the pigs take over the animals and start becoming more and more like the previous farmers, the evil farmer who used to run the farm. Anyway, here we are. This is a little bit of Animal Farm. Snowball is one of the leader pigs. "Now, comrades," cried Snowball, throwing out the paintbrush, "to the hayfield! Let us make it a point of honour to get in the harvest more quickly than Jones and his men could do." But at this moment the 3 cows, who had seemed uneasy for some time, set up a loud lowing. They had not been milked for 24 hours, and their udders were almost bursting. After a little thought, the pigs sent for buckets and milked the cows fairly successfully, their trotters being well adapted to this task. Soon there were 5 buckets of frothing creamy milk at which many of the animals looked at with Soon there were 5 buckets of frothing creamy milk at which many of the animals looked with considerable interest. "What is going to happen to all that milk?" said someone. Jones used sometimes to mix some of it in our mash," said one of the hens. "Never mind the milk, comrades," cried Napoleon, placing himself in front of the buckets. "That will be attended to. The harvest is more important. Comrade Snowball will lead the way. I shall follow in a few minutes. Forward, comrades! The hay is waiting." So the animals trooped down to the hayfield to begin the harvest, and when they came back in the evening it was noticed that the milk had disappeared. I wonder if that line... I'll try that last line again. It's such a good last line. So often authors really try to do a real killer line at the end of a chapter, and they don't quite nail it. And you feel the duty to give them this really good final end to the chapter line, and sometimes the writing isn't up to it. But this is George Orwell, so let's get it right. So the animals trooped down to the hayfield to begin the harvest, and when they came back in the evening, it was noticed that the milk had disappeared. One more. And when they came back in the evening, it was noticed that the milk had disappeared. Yes, better, because it's less commentary in it. I'll go with that. Okay, see you soon.